Hey friends, welcome back from Min's Personal. In today's video, I would like to share some of the best podcasts I've been listening in self-improvement. Now, podcasts has been arising ever since the pandemic. More and more successful individuals have been investing their time, listening, leveraging, creating podcasts. Firstly, I'll talk about why even in the first place to listen to podcasts. Then I'll talk about when to listen if you don't have free time. Then lastly, I'll share my 3 podcasts that I've been listening. I'll leave all 3 podcasts in the description below for you guys to check it out. And without further ado, let's just get right into the video. So, why even in the first place to listen to podcasts? Well, you see, podcast is one of the greatest effective way of learning. It's like this kind of version where you're in the third perspective, where you're just like sitting at the back of the room, listening quietly to the conversation being held within 2 persons, or maybe 3 or 4. For people who don't like reading, who are lazy to read, podcast is the solution. So, when to listen to it if you're not free? For myself, I like to listen during the time when I'm going to college, when I'm like exercising, or when I'm even in the bathroom. I listen to it. I take every little moment of my time and make it worth it for me. I am sure you will have at least 10 to 15 minutes of your spare time in between where you might be in work or you might be in college. Like for instance, when you're in college, you might be waiting for your professor, but you're just waiting. Maybe that time you could listen to it. You could take advantage of that time and just like listen for 10 minutes, which is worth it. For instance, for me, I like to listen to podcasts every week. I try to make a discipline on listening to at least one podcast per week. So now moving on to the next question, my 3 recommendations. All 3 podcasts that I'm going to be saying in this video is also available on Spotify if you don't want to watch from YouTube. First podcast that I've been listening so far is Deep Dive with Ali Abdaal. It's also one of my favorite podcasts. For people who don't know Ali Abdaal studied medicine and was a doctor who studied at Cambridge University and is now shifting his life into the entrepreneurial journey, doing content creation, selling courses, business ventures, and many more. He's also recognized as the king of productivity, which I'm sure some of you may know. He would interview people such as Alex Hormozi, a $100 million entrepreneur who founded acquisition.com, or people such as Daniel Priestley, who is the founder of Dan Global and Scorecard, and people such as Marcus Brownlee, who is king of tech YouTube, Mark Tilbury, and many more. As you can see from the description, it says that the podcast that delve into the mind of entrepreneurs, creators, and other inspiring people to uncover the philosophy, strategies, and tools that help us live happier, healthier, and more productive lives. His 5 pillars of a good life is health, wealth, love, happiness, and impact to empower you to live your best life. I highly recommend you to check this podcast out. It's really informative. Although his podcasts are like 1 hour 30 minutes long mostly, try to use the method I provided in my previous video, such as how to set realistic goals and how self-discipline changed my life. In those videos, I talk about how breaking down into sub-goals, like for instance, if a podcast is 1 hour and 30 minutes long, try to break it down into listening only 20 minutes a day, which can add up to maybe listening 1 podcast per week.
Amongst the sort of creator space,
around
like building a business around an individual,
personal brand,
all that kind of stuff. But
with the money that we make is turn around and make better videos. So if at any point we are, like I said, we have ambitions.
The second podcast that I've been listening so far is The School of Greatness by Lewis Howes. It's another podcast talking about entrepreneurs, successful individuals, where they discuss with Lewis Howes, and you get the chance to listen to their conversation and to take notes. Isn't that interesting? Lewis Howes is another successful lifestyle entrepreneur who is also one of the New York Times best-selling authors who is dedicated to interview, talk, and share ideas with successful individuals. You get to choose which category you want to listen from. That's why I like this podcast, and it's also really interesting. One tip I would like to suggest when listening to podcasts is to take notes. Taking notes means taking a short summary of what is being said by the individuals to later then implement in your life to build this good successful habit and so forth. Again, another podcast to listen to. Feel free to watch and listen after this video. The third podcast that I would like to share in this video is going to be Strike It Big. It used to be called as Like Father and Like Son. Strike It Big consists of 2 people, Mark and Curtis Tilbury. Mark Tilbury being the father of Curtis and Curtis being the son of Mark. I've been listening to Mark Tilbury videos for a long time on his YouTube channel since like 2020. and I found them really helpful. Some people that they chat with are Iman Ghazi, Sebastian Georgiou, Ali Abdaal, Graham Stephan, Joel Fazer, and many more. They have even interviewed people such as Andrew Tate. Again, another really great podcast that I'll recommend. If you're still here in the video, first of all, thank you. You must now be the person who is now willing to listen to podcasts, who is willing to invest more time into podcasts and take advantage of it. I hope this video was helpful, which my channel is all about helping people and growing together to the top. Try to listen to at least one podcast per week. Try to break it down like I said earlier. Try to break it down and see how many minutes you want to listen every day. So let's say if you want to listen 10 minutes only, try to listen to 10 minutes a day. You gotta be consistent with it, put self-discipline and make it work. If you found this video helpful and you like this video, make sure to like the button, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell button to always be notified when I upload future video. And lastly, if you want to see any future video from my channel, please make sure to comment. I will review it, put it in my YouTube list, and try my best to record it. This will not only satisfy you, but also others who want to also watch a similar video that you want to watch. And other than that, my name is Min Kha, also known as Kelvin, and I'm out.